Which Bollywood actor started as a copywriter in advertising firms such as Ogilvy and Mathers and J. Walter Thompson, and is also Sonam Kapoor's second cousin? That's our audience question for today. A little Bollywood trivia for you. This is Are You Quizzing Me? And this is episode 123 or 123. Cue the music.
Welcome to Are You Quizzing Me? I am Vineet Nair with my co-host Aditya Kashyap. This is a quizzing trivia podcast show. Join us as we dive deep into history, science, pop culture, and so much more. Let's get quizzing.
So, Adi, we are back for another round of quizzing. And I have a cracker of a question to start off our episode with today. Are you ready?
I love it when you set me up for cracker questions because I know I'm going to suck at it and it's just going to be a joyride. So hit me.
Okay. Hopefully, you've never heard of this because...
I'm telling you now. I haven't heard of it.
Okay.
Let's assume that.
Let's assume. Okay. So, on December 20th, 1978, Indian Airlines flight IC410, which was a Boeing flight from Kolkata to Delhi, was hijacked mid-air by two hijackers who held 132 passengers hostage for hours while demanding the unconditional release of X from jail. The hijackers surrendered peacefully after negotiations. However, no charges were filed and the hijackers walked free. So my question is, whose release did the hijackers demand? And bonus points if you can tell me what became of the two of them.
1978, did you say?
Yes, December 20th, 1978. Around 21 years before the IC-814 hijack.
That's the one that I remember. That's the iconic one where they flew to Kandahar airport?
Yes. It was hijacked around Christmas. And they tried originally to go to Pakistan. Pakistan did not allow them to land, but then they did actually anyway. And they finally ended up in Kandahar. And the Indian government had to release a few known terrorists to secure the hostages.
That was a tough day in Indian history.
Yeah.
But this sounds interesting. No charges were filed?
No charges were filed.
Oh, sorry, was the person released?
Yes, both the hijackers walked free.
No, they were demanding the release of somebody, right?
Basically, the reason for them taking the plane hostage was to demand for the unconditional release of X from jail.
Was X released from jail?
Yes, X was released from jail, but that's not because these people were asking for it, but it just happened to happen, roughly around the same time.
Oh, okay. I was thinking something where history is on their side, something like, I don't know, demanding the release of Nelson Mandela from Indian government, which would be really stupid.
Oh, no. I don't think the Indian government could do anything about Nelson Mandela.
Yeah, also, that would have to be a ridiculous plot.
Yeah.
And 1978 is anyways too early for Robben Island.
Yeah.
If they were not, persecuted or convicted, I'm assuming in some way their demands were justified, though tough to imagine why.
I wouldn't say the demands were justified. Fun fact, the two hijackers held the plane hostage armed only with a toy pistol and a cricket ball.
These can't be kids, right? I mean, nobody was going to take kids seriously if they were doing that.
No. Grown men. Trust me, grown men.
And you're not talking about a fictional work or something like a movie or a...
Oh, no. This is not fictional. Trust me.
This is a real event that has happened in Indian history. Two men hijacked a plane with a toy pistol and a cricket ball.
Yeah.
And went scot-free.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, no idea. Like, this is not ringing any bells.
So the person that they wanted released was an Indian politician.
Political prisoner release demanded emergency. Makes me think something to do with who are the people then? Vajpayee. I think Advani also went to jail in that period.
So 1978 is post-emergency.
That is true. It was done. And I think that meant these guys had all been released. Emergency ended and Indira Gandhi lost power.
Yes.
Which meant RJD came to power.
Okay, all of that. So who got arrested?
Indira Gandhi never went to prison for the emergency.
It is Indira Gandhi.
Wait, Indira Gandhi went to prison?
Okay, yes, you're now going to hear the story. Sit back, relax, and let me guide you into this nutball of a hijack.
Putting my mic away.
Yes, okay. So Indian Airlines flight IC410 was a Boeing 737-200 en route from Kolkata to Delhi's Palam Airport. It was hijacked on December 20th, 1978, minutes before landing by brothers Bholanath Pandey and Devendranath Pandey. The self-proclaimed Indian Youth Congress supporters, armed only with a toy pistol and a cricket ball, seized the cockpit somewhere over Aligarh, broadcast demands via intercom, and forced diversion to Varanasi airport due to insufficient fuel for Nepal or Bangladesh. They held roughly 130 passengers and crew hostage overnight, demanding Indira Gandhi's release, case withdrawals against Sanjay Gandhi, and the Janata Party resignation. Around 60 passengers escaped via the rear door during ventilation issues, and the hijackers surrendered peacefully by December 21st morning after negotiations led by UP CM Ram Naresh Yadav, IG Police, and Chief Secretary. Okay, now why was Indira Gandhi in jail? Indira Gandhi faced post-emergency backlash under the Janata Party government. On December 19th, one day before the hijack, she was arrested in Delhi along with Sanjay Gandhi and detained in Tihar jail for violating parliamentary privilege by refusing to answer questions on emergency-era abuses. Okay, she spent 24 hours in custody before release on December 20th evening. That is just after the hijack had started. So she was already out by the time these guys had taken the hijack, the plane on hijack. She was out on bail, on interim bail by a Delhi court, citing health and age-related issues. Full charges were dropped soon after amid political pressure and procedural flaws. The hijack actually amplified sympathy for her.
Okay.
This is already quite bonkers. Right, now, no FIR or charges were filed against the Pandays despite the outrage. They both walked free. Second part of the question, what happened to them?
Again, I embarrassed myself already by saying RJD when it was clearly JD, Janata Dal, not Rashtriya Janata Dal.
Yeah.
What happened? These names don't sound very familiar, but my memory might just be failing me. So I'm guessing they became politicians of some sort in the next Congress government.
So no FIR or charges were filed against the Pandays despite the outrage. Charan Singh's interim government, post Morarji Desai, deprioritized, prosecution of these two. Indira Gandhi's 1980 election victory rewarded them. Bholanath got a Congress ticket from Phulpur and he won in 1980. Devendra from Meja won in 1980, re-elected 1985 and served as UP Minister of State for Animal Husbandry in the 1985 Congress NCP coalition under Veer Bahadur Singh.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Bholanath later became UP Congress General Secretary.
Oh my God.
Both of them remained partly loyalists until Bholanath died in 2024.
I am against capital punishment. I don't think capital punishment has any place in our civilized society. But my God, if you do end up hijacking a plane, the very least that you should be sentenced to is a very, very long prison term. And that too, the release of somebody who was arrested 24 hours. 24, and that hadn't even been 24 hours. Like if Indira Gandhi had suffered through the years and decades and is an old, frail woman who needs health care and you're fighting for her cause, even then it would be very, very messed up to hijack a plane. But 24 hours? What? 24 hours?
Yeah.
So the people who were hijacked were technically in captivity longer than Indira Gandhi was, or at least beyond where Indira Gandhi was.
Like she was already out on bail by the time. Like these guys are hijacking a plane and she's already on her way home.
I don't want to read too much into it, and please don't take this as any political commentary, but if that is a competency needed...
No. They weren't even competent hijackers. Around 60 of their passengers, roughly 50% of their hostages escaped.
Ridicule upon these two people and upon anybody who gave them the seats of power. Oh my God. Yeah, that's funny. That's quite funny.
I was just shocked to find that, there were two people who hijacked a plane. Nothing happened to them.
If Indira Gandhi's nickname was Indi, you know what they were basically saying? Indigo.
Oh God, no.
I have been looking at people's social media posts about all the Indigo flight delays, and my God, it is harrowing.
Oh yeah, it's brutal.
And today, actually, this happened while I was at the airport. I saw a couple come and they were denied entry because they were going through Digiyatra, and the lady over there is like, "Oh, what flight are you on?" And they mentioned the flight, and they're like, "Oh, it's cancelled." And she's like, "You cancelled the same flight yesterday and you gave me this flight today, and I came here for this flight, and you're telling me now while I'm at the airport that this flight is also cancelled."
Oh God.
So I understand passengers' frustration, completely justified.
Brutal.
Death to big corporates who ruin our lives on a daily basis. Indigo sucks, but don't take it out on the ground stuff.
I don't know if this is completely true. Again, you can't trust anything you see on social media, but I did see a video, a picture of a couple attending their wedding reception in absentia. Like they were on a screen while people were there in person because they couldn't make it because of the flights. So they got married, they went somewhere for the honeymoon or whatever. When they came back, when they wanted to come back for the reception, they couldn't. So there's a hall literally filled with their relatives and friends, and these two are on they're on a computer, it's like a TV screen. They're sitting on a TV screen and they've attended their own reception in absentia.
Oh man, this is sad but funny. Hopefully they see the humor in it in a few years. Yeah.
Yeah, and will make a hell of a story.
Indeed.
Okay, hit me with your question, man.
Speaking of the hijacking and the problematic things from our past, the answer to this question might feel a little outdated for 2025. Okay.
Okay.
My segue is technically the answer and kind of a hint.
Hmm.
In 1921, Andrew Canelos opened a small candy store in Chicago. He gave the store the name X in reference to himself, but eventually realized that his sales were not as good because of the name X. He eventually changed the name to Y, and that helped boost the sales. And it's a fairly well-known chocolate brand, or let's say to chocolate connoisseurs, it would be a known brand. In any case, I want you to tell me what was the initial name X, and more importantly, why was it not doing so well and he had to change it to Y?
What was his name again?
Andrew Canelos. That sounds like a Greek person, I guess. So must have been a Greek individual.
Yeah. Did he name it cannoli and people thought it was a cannoli shop?
No, it wasn't the case. No.
Take the cannoli, leave the gun.
Apparently, this was an improvised dialogue.
Okay, so it's Canelos. What is his first name?
Okay, and that should be my first hint, that the name of the shop initially was a reference to his first name. The first name was Andrew.
Andrew. Andy's Chocolates?
Think how I would name something.
Wait, D's Nuts?
No. It's not that juvenile. He came up with a rhyming name. You were right with the first word that you used.
Andy's Candies. Andy's Candies.
Perfect. So Andrew Canelos in 1921 opened a small candy store in Chicago, Illinois, and he initially called his store Andy's Candies. He eventually had to change the name because he realized his sales were not doing so well because of a certain hold-up his customers were having.
Okay.
Try to figure out what the reason was, and for bonus points, figure out what the name he changed it to, because it's not the most famous of chocolates. That's just a bonus point if you get the eventual name.
Okay, is it Reese's Pieces?
Oh, no. Like I said, it's not the most famous of names. I'll even give you the name, all right? Because it's not that famous. It's called Andes Mints. And Andes like the Andes Mountains. ANDES.
Oh, okay.
And these are famous because these are mint chocolates that are very commonly, at least in America, very commonly handed out.
Hotels.
In hotels, yes, exactly.
Mint on the pillow.
Yeah. And Olive Garden actually is where it found its fame.
Okay.
And the mint used at Olive Garden is a special flavor manufactured exclusively for the restaurant chain.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the claim to fame for Andes Mints. Why did he change Andes Candies to Andes Mints, where Andes is spelled ANDES?
It's a very dirty joke. I could make it, but it would only appeal to those who know Malayalam, so I'm going to refrain from doing that. Those who are listening who know Malayalam already know what I'm going to talk about. Okay, let's forget that. I'm telling you, if a Malayali read Andy's candies in a Malayali accent, it would have a completely different meaning. So
I'm not marking this episode as an adult content, so we are skipping this joke. Let's go ahead.
Okay. ठीक है. Why Andy's candies to Andy's mints?
The name initially was Andy's Candies, where Andy, the nickname for Andrew, was spelled ANDY apostrophe S Candies.
Mm-hmm.
And he eventually changed it to Andy's Candies and became Andy's Mints. And Andy spelled with ANDES. So the change, more importantly, was ANDY apostrophe S to ANDES.
I have no clue, man. Absolutely nothing.
The hint that I given initially, that the reason might feel a little outdated, a little, let's say, sexist for 2025.
Did they think it was a woman and Andy was a woman?
No, but fine. I'll just give you the answer. And I just thought it was a fun piece of trivia because of why this interesting brand, which is very famous today, got its name. And it has nothing to do with the mountains, the Andes Mountains. It was named after somebody called Andrew, and his nickname was Andy. He changed the name because men did not want to gift their wives or girlfriends chocolates which had another man's name on it.
Are you kidding me?
So they didn't want to give Andy's candies to their female partners. And in the process, it was hurting his sales. So he had to change. The funny part is that he had to change it to Andy's Candies or Andy's Mints. And they were spelled ANDES, which is the name of the mountain. That had nothing to do with the mountain range. It was still technically a reference to his own name. It just had to be modified so people forgot that it referred to his name.
Which years was this again?
1921 is when he launched it.
So yeah, putting myself in the shoes of a man from that era, I could see why I wouldn't want my girlfriend or a significant other popping Andy's candy in her mouth. No. No.
Anyways, I don't think it had anything to do with the sexual connotation of it. It was literally the weird sexism, which is also funny because that is also the era. I might be off by maybe a decade or so. But Hershey's and all of these were also from that era.
Yeah, and Hershey's Kisses.
Hershey technically named after a man. I guess Hershey is not that common a name, so they didn't care that much. But when Andy, a common name even back then.
Yeah.
So Andy's Mints, the ANDES, Andy's Mints get their name because people were unwilling to gift their girlfriends and wives another man's chocolates. So make your own chocolate then.
Silliest reason I've heard, and I've heard a lot of silly reasons in business, but it's one of the silliest reasons yet. Speaking of silly reasons, which Indian police officer refused to distribute condoms in Tihar jail, citing concerns about promoting homosexuality and referencing Western solutions? And how did this action indirectly lead to the advancement of gay and LGBTQ rights in India?
Do you say which policeman? Like, is a specific policeman that I should know?
Yes, I'm asking for the name of a police officer. Yes.
Oh, okay, because I don't think I know a lot of police officer names at the top of my head.
You definitely know this police officer.
Okay.
I want to repeat the question, so listen to it carefully. Specifically, where this is saying so. Which Indian police officer refused to distribute condoms in Tihar jail?
Didn't your last question also feature Tihar jail, by the way? Wasn't Indira Gandhi in Tihar jail?
Yes, Indira Gandhi was also in Tihar jail, yes. Yeah.
The Tihar jail special episode.
We'll do Arthur Road jail next time. The reason I'm asking is this person's web name is very closely associated with Tihar jail because, ironically, even though this is what has been done, they have been known to, they brought around a lot of reforms in the jail during their tenure.
This is a famous cop. Did you mention the time? Because you said this advanced LGBTQ rights. So I'm assuming this has to be the 90s or the 2000s only.
This is the early 1990s, yes.
Then the only person, Delhi police, and I just realized you never mentioned he, comes to mind is Kiran Bedi.
Very good.
Literally the only person I can think of.
Yes, it is Kiran Bedi. Obviously, if I'm going to ask you about one specific police officer. It has to be somebody with her level of exposure. I was about to give you a clue. This is when she was the superintendent of Tihar jail. But when she was in charge of the traffic enforcement in Delhi, she got the unflattering nickname of Crane Bedi, which is a very clever play on Kiran Bedi, because she was famous for having the cars of babus who park illegally towed away.
Shows you that people have multitudes.
People are complex. So, do you have any idea? This is just a subsidiary to a corollary to the original question. But do you have any idea as to how this indirectly led to the advancement of gay rights and LGBTQ rights in India?
Did the HIV rates actually spike in the jail and that led to more awareness?
No.
No, I don't know.
No, it's a corollary. It's fine if you don't get it. It's a piece of legal history which I found interesting. But chalo. So I'll explain the whole thing again. So in the early 1990s, Kiran Bedi, then the Inspector General of Tihar Jail, prohibited doctors and HIV/AIDS prevention groups from distributing condoms to inmates. She argued that consensual homosexual behavior was virtually unknown at Tihar and believed that distributing condoms would encourage homosexuality, which she described as a Western solution unsuitable for Tihar, which she preferred to call Tihar Ashram.
My God.
The decision sparked considerable debate, especially as studies had shown a high prevalence of unprotected sex among inmates, raising concerns over HIV and AIDS transmission. This incident became a turning point in India's gay rights history. The AIDS Bhedbhav Virodhi Andolan, the ABVA, an activist group, responded to Bedi's stance by filing a writ petition. They challenged Section 377 of the Indian Penal Code, which at the time criminalized homosexual acts, arguing that public health measures like condom distribution should not be obstructed by laws that stigmatized same-sex behavior.
Okay.
This petition was the first legal challenge to Section 377 in India and laid the groundwork for future decriminalization efforts.
How the world works.
So one lady said no to condoms, and we ended up decriminalizing gay sex and gay encounters in India.
How the turntables. Indeed. I love it.
So that's it. So Kiran Bedi apparently said no to distributing condoms in Tihar jail.
Well, the question that I am going to be led to is something to do with the LGBTQ community, actually.
Oh, nice link.
And I have to give a disclaimer before I tell you what the question is, that in this case, it is one of those questions where, the trivia is so fun and so good and so interesting, but I couldn't find a reliable,
a reputable
source where I could very confidently say that this is the truth. So let's take this with at least a part of the trivia, take it with a pinch of salt, take it as conjecture, or take it as urban legend. But the rest of it is very true. Okay. Disclaimer done.
Okay.
History time or story time or historical story time, whatever. A young Portuguese princess converted to Christianity as a teenager and took a vow of chastity, believing that she is in a mystical marriage with Jesus. Her father, however, ordered her to marry a king who did not believe in Christianity, was a so-called quote-unquote pagan king. And she pled to God to save her from marriage. Miraculously, her prayers were answered when X supposedly happened. The marriage was called off. Her father was really infuriated and had her crucified for her disobedience.
Whoa.
The name of this princess is Saint Wilgefortis. Wilgefortis. I'll spell it out. Wilgefortis.
I'm going to say Wilgefortis.
Let's assume that's how it's pronounced. Today, she is a folk saint and she's well loved by the LGBTQ community.
Okay.
Her feast day is July the 20th, which is when the miracle from God happened, which saved her from a marriage that she did not want to enter. Very fittingly, she is also the patron saint of women who want to get out of abusive situations or situations where they are committed to being into unwillingly or without their consent, which is, I think, rather nice patronage to have as a saint if you were to have one.
Mm-hmm.
She is also the patron saint of one other thing. And here the other thing is what I could not verify, but I found maybe a source or two which mentioned it.
Okay.
So what is she the patron saint of apart from women who yearn to be in a situation where they are not held against their will?
So can I get a time frame on this?
The thing is, there is a lot of art depicting this particular saint.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of artwork from the Renaissance and perhaps beyond as well. There isn't enough of a historical evidence to her existence. So there is more of artistic evidence, but like as historical sources go, where there has to be some text referring to this person, there isn't much of that.
So you would need to know what event was it that kind of was seen as a miracle and what she's a patron saint of.
Connected, obviously, in this case.
Something happened that led to the pagan marriage being called off.
By the way, sorry, I just found another source which does mention her legend arose in the 14th century.
Oh, okay.
Again, it doesn't say specifically that she was from that era. It just says the legend arose in the 14th century.
Okay, so it's not Emperor Constantine. I was thinking of him seeing the cross in the sky and then converting to Christianity, and so then suddenly it becomes acceptable or something like that. But no, it's okay.
No.
But Portugal was quite Catholic in the 14th century, if I remember correctly.
My history in this era and that geography is not exactly very well informed. But what I do know is that that this person doesn't have much historicity. There's a lot of art related to her existence, but there isn't too much of historical proof and text about it.
No, fair enough.
So the legend arose in the 14th century. Maybe the existence was earlier.
Mm-hmm. She was about to be married to a pagan king.
No, don't focus too much on the pagan king part of it.
No, because I'm trying to be geographic. See, I'm trying to work it out geographically. If I can figure out where the king was from.
No, doesn't affect the answer.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't affect the answer.
So nothing actually happened to the king himself.
No, like I said, once God performed the miracle, the king himself turned down the wedding offer, and that is what infuriated the father.
Oh. Well, that changes it completely. 14th century legend, assuming it happened maybe like 300, 400 years ago. That was the time of the Holy Roman Empire in those regions, which was again quite Catholic.
Because I mentioned this time and time again, the historical era doesn't matter. It doesn't play any role.
Yeah, no, I get it. Okay.
Just some additional information doesn't necessarily help you with the answer, but giving a little bit more context to it. Her name is thought to have derived from the Latin Wilgefortis. Wilgefortis in Portuguese, Wilgeforte.
Wilgefortis would be a resilient virgin.
Courageous virgin, exactly. Courageous virgin.
Okay.
In England, her name was Uncumber, like unencumbered, right? So it comes from somebody who was trying to avoid.
No, I get it. Encumbrances.
Yeah, trying to avoid encumbrances. In Dutch also, it's ontkomer with similar reference. In German land, she was known as Kummernis. Probably a similar root over there. In Poland, she was Frasobliwa, sorrowful. Okay, point being that her legend was popular across Europe, and there is art depicting her across Europe as well, or at least across the ages. But none of the geography or the history of it matters. There was some miracle that God performed. And obviously, when I say all of those things, this is to the people who believe it, not claiming any of this as historical fact.
Okay, so let me just attack this a different way. Her father had her crucified. So assuming he blamed the thing on her.
Yes.
And you also mentioned something about the LGBTQ community.
Exactly.
Did he catch her in flagrante delicto with a chambermaid?
As legends go, you would not want to tarnish the name of such a devout person.
Yeah, a saint.
And she had taken a vow of celibacy because she was in a matrimonial relationship, a heavenly matrimonial relationship with Jesus.
Basically, she was a nun.
Yeah, so there would not be a question, at least the legends talking about her having a homosexual relationship.
Okay. No, I need a clue. I need additional clues.
So before this episode recording started, I told you I had this question for you, and I told you that you would enjoy this question because of a conversation you and I have had recently a few times. We have referenced to this thing a few times in the last few recordings. Maybe before or after the recordings might not be part of the actual video, but you and I have spoken about this.
Oh, dude, we speak about a lot of things.
That is true. We do chat a fair bit.
That does not narrow it down for me.
You want another hint? You want me to tell you why we spoke about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, random plug for our social media. Go check out Are You Quizzing Me on Instagram. And that is in the context that Vineet and I were talking when we were discussing how we've been posting reels recently. And I was definitely not salty about the fact that his salt and pepper look has been just going through the roof with his views.
Absolute nonsense.
And Vineet mentioned there is one thing that people might, he jokingly said it, but there's one thing that people might be into.
Wait, did she develop a beard?
She is, again, nothing verified, but supposedly the patron saint of facial hair, of beards.
So she was a bearded lady?
God blessed her with a beard to make her, again, quote unquote, no judgment from my side, repulsive, so that her prospective husband would not want to then marry her, which is what happened, and that pissed off her father. This is why, because of this more non-binary representation using the nomenclature of 2025, back then she would have just been called a bearded lady, like you said. The non-binary physical representation of not being a cisgendered person. She is a very popular person amongst the LGBTQ community because she firstly did not want to marry a man, and the way she came out of that conundrum was by adopting a look that was not typically feminine and hence unacceptable.
Wow.
Very interesting that the patron saint of beards or facial hair, if one exists, is Saint Wilgefortis, who at least back then was considered a woman. However, we might classify this person now.
Nice. Unexpected would be the answer I want to give this. I had, frankly, very strange. I have to read about this because I'm fascinated to know which era this could be from.
Yeah, I'm also very curious.
Yeah, great question. Moving on from that, I have no segue because it's a straightforward GK kind of question. There have been 7 parent-child combinations who have won Nobel Prizes. At least 5 husband-wife combinations have shared Nobel Prizes, and many more have won separately.
Okay.
However, there has only been one recorded uncle-nephew combination. So I wanted to identify the uncle-nephew combination.
Did they jointly win it or did they win it separately?
They won it separately.
Uncle-nephew combination, I don't think you mentioned the field, but I'm assuming some science-based Nobel Prize.
I will give you the field. The field is physics.
A field of physics. And do you think I would have heard of both of these people?
Oh, definitely.
That's a strong guess.
Yeah.
You are either overestimating my knowledge or I am completely blanking on any possible answers right now because I have no clue.
One of, at least the nephew of this combination, recently I came to know that Elon Musk has named one of his children after this nephew.
Oh, XAE 12, of course, that password name.
That's not AEO, it's Ash. It's Ash, my boy. It's Ash.
Because I'm the problem in this scenario.
No, it's not that particular son. It's not that particular son.
That also doesn't help because Mr. Musk has quite a few progenies.
Yeah, that's a polite way to put it.
No, yeah, that doesn't really help. Again, don't keep track of the Elon Musk family tree.
Let me just narrow the field down considerably. One of the reasons that Musk's child's middle name, it's not his first or last name, his middle name is named after this physicist is because the lady with whom Musk has had this child is half Indian.
Oh, so this is an Indian scientist.
Oh, I forget we also still do audio. So maybe
Interesting. Because it's Indians, I'm inclined to say this could be Jagdish Chandra Bose. But Jagdish Chandra Bose won't get a Nobel Prize for Physics.
Nope.
Okay.
There have been, I think, only 2 scientists, Nobel laureates in physics for India.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking of the guy was the, this is embarrassing, the Bose-Einstein condensate guy.
No, not him. No.
Did he win a Nobel Prize?
Not sure. I don't think so.
Satyendranath Bose.
Satyendranath Bose, yes.
Is the Bose in question of Bose-Einstein condensate. And, but you're saying it's not.
An additional clue is that both these people have eponymous effects in terms in physics. So the uncle has an eponymous effect, and the nephew has an eponymous limit.
Chandrasekhar limit.
Very good. So it is Chandrasekhar. One is Subramanian Chandrasekhar.
If I remember correctly, has to do with the
size, the mass of a star.
A star collapsing into a black hole above the Chandrasekhar limit.
So basically, the minimum mass that a star should have, so that it would become a black hole.
Is a Chandrasekhar limit. Did you say effect?
Yes. The uncle has an effect named after him.
Indian named effect.
You're going to kick yourself.
I will.
You're definitely going to kick yourself.
What effect? Can you describe the effect?
It's in the field of optics, let's put it that way.
No. Yeah. You know what?
I'll give you his first name. You can just tell me the rest of it.
Please.
Chandrasekhara.
Chandrasekhar optics effect. What effect?
For light scattering specifically.
Raman effect. Oh my god. That is so stupid. Okay, C.V. Raman, yes.
Yes, so it is C.V. Raman, Chandrasekhara Venkata Raman.
Oh, but I did not know this.
So, for our audience, C.V. Raman, Chandrasekhara Venkata Raman and Subramanian Chandrasekhar are the only Nobel laureates who were an uncle-nephew duo. C.V. Raman was awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1930 for his discovery of the Raman effect in light scattering. His nephew, Subramanian Chandrasekhar, received the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1983 for his theoretical work on the physical processes important to the structure and evolution of stars, including the Chandrasekhar limit concerning white dwarfs. Both belonged to the same distinguished family and made groundbreaking contributions in the field of physics, albeit in different specializations.
Very cool. Okay, interesting. I like that.
This unique family relationship is basically unique in the annals of Nobel Prizes because you have multiple father-child and husband-wife combinations, and this is the only uncle-nephew combination, and they're both Indian.
Okay, so I'm going to ask a listener question. As we always do, we welcome listener questions. And in this case, we are catching up, always playing catch up with questions that people have sent a while ago. So this was sent to us in September. My apologies to Aditya Ravindran. And Aditya has sent a very sweet email. He has addressed both of us, but the questions are for me to ask you.
Nice.
He's given me 2 questions. I'm going to ask you one of them. But before I get into the question, just a quick shout out to Aditya because he was very sweet. He mentioned about how he's been, binging on the episodes and now he has to wait a week for the next episode. And that's a little annoying. But hey, Aditya, if we could make more episodes a week, we would do it.
Yeah.
Really, really work hard to getting one episode out every week. So thank you for listening and very, very grateful to have regular listeners like you. And I hope you continue enjoying it. He has wished us to go on to 1,000 episodes. So, wow, Vineet, looks like you and I will continue doing this for the foreseeable future.
At least 20 years.
Apparently. Okay, coming back to the question that Aditya has sent. And he had sent me 2. I'm going to ask you the one that he thinks you'll love.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a year and I'm going to give you a number. Tell me what the context is, okay?
Is it like every person named Aditya has fascinations for lists and years and numbers? What is this?
In Aditya's defense, Aditya sent a question which did not have a list in it. I modified it because I think the list version will be more fun. So it's just me. I love lists, okay?
Makes sense.
This is a 4-item list. The first one is 1989, 1, 1991, 4, 1999, 5, and 2008, 6.
That's it. And I'm supposed to figure out what from that exactly.
Exhaustive list. Tell me what this is a list of.
Okay, give it to me again.
1989 1, 1991 4, 1999 5, and 2008 6.
This got anything to do with economic downturns? 2008 was the housing crisis. 88, 89, there was another Wall Street crash. 91 was when India faced a lot of... I don't know, but it doesn't make sense. The numbers don't know. I don't know. I'm just spitballing it. I don't think that's the answer.
And it would not be just 4 of these years because there have been other scenarios.
Something to do with movies?
Nothing at all to do with the world of entertainment.
Wow. I'm going to need some kind of a clue here. This is a little too random for me.
Socio-political spaces where I would encourage you to ponder upon.
And this is an exhaustive list. So nothing prior to 1989.
Let's say this has been a period of change. So 1989 to 2008 has been in a modern context, a period of change.
Okay. The birth and death of hammer pants.
For our listeners who are not our viewers, I am wearing hammer pants. And Vineet has been obsessed with my harem pants, MC hammer pants.
I mean, like, no.
They're very much kicking and alive in 2025. Represent. Okay, no, not the socio-political commentary that you need to worry about. Okay.
Okay.
What has happened in this period from 1989 to 2008?
Let's go through the number again. 1989, 1.
1991, 4. 1999, 5. 2008, 6.
Is this got something to do with Russia?
Ooh, you are hot.
Is it like coups, or because there were like multiple coup attempts and things back to back? Because Gorbachev was deposed by a coup, and then there was Yeltsin, who was also... There were coup attempts against Yeltsin.
I don't think 2008 had any coup. I think 2008 was already Putin, right?
Okay.
I think it was Putin as president or Putin as prime minister, one of those two things.
Putin's either prime minister or president, and Medvedev's also either prime minister or president. It's always the two of them. It's like a jugalbandi between the two of them. So it is Russia related, you're saying? Or at least I'm close.
Very close, quite literally very close.
Okay. So then a country neighboring Russia.
Exactly.
Country neighboring Russia, 1989, 1999, 1992, and 2008. Something to do with Ukraine?
No. Again, very close.
Something to do with the Sarajevo conflict?
No. But you're very, very close. I don't know what to keep saying close.
Dude, you have to give me some kind of context or clue here, because I'm just going off numbers and just, what do you call it, data mining my brain for historical events from the time.
Speaking of the first year in this list, 1989, 1990, whatever, and you mentioned Russia, which I said you were hot close. What is that year and that country? What does that make you think of?
The Berlin Wall.
Sure, but in the larger context.
The dissolution of the USSR.
Think along those lines, but not about the USSR specifically. Somewhere nearby.
But what do these numbers represent? 1, 2, 6, and all?
So if it was USSR, it would have been 1, and then however many things the USSR broke into.
The Soviet republics.
So to put into other words, which entity broke up into 4 by 1991, into 5 by 1999, into 6 by 2008?
Yugoslavia.
Yugoslavia is the answer I was looking for. Well done.
I was literally going to say Yugoslavia a few minutes ago, then I was like, what does that have to do? Because I'm thinking of these as discrete numbers. Okay, got it.
So this was a question that was sent by Aditya. I had to modify it because his question was quite straightforward. He literally asked me, and Vineet will love this apparently, in his words. The question was, what countries did Yugoslavia split into?
Oh, he wanted me to list them. Oh, that would have been tough, because I always forget.
And in any case, I would not put you through that. But Slovenia, Croatia, North Macedonia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Montenegro, Serbia, and Kosovo, right?
Yeah.
So these are the countries that broke into. The reason that I thought it was interesting was because all the way till 2008,
it kept splitting.
It was still technically splitting because Kosovo was that recent. In 1989, it was still one country in Yugoslavia. By 1991, it was split into four. 1999, we had a fifth one where Yugoslavia had become a much smaller entity. And then that split up into Serbia and Bosnia and Herzegovina. And then finally, we had Kosovo also breaking off from Serbia.
Good question. Thank God you didn't. I mean, like, no offense, but Aditya, but not you, Aditya, the other Aditya, the one who sent the question, Aditya. No offense, Aditya, from the listening pool, but that would have been a little torturous for me because I would probably have gotten stuck halfway through if you had asked me to list Yugoslavian nations, because it's always very confusing. They keep splitting and then changing their minds, and I don't know why they keep doing that, but sure.
The other question that he sent was the one that he thought you would not be able to answer, and I have refrained from asking you because it's a question I also would not be able to answer if somebody asked me, so I will not ask.
No, I mean, like, just for the fun of it, let's...
It was a cricketing trivia question.
Oh, dude, no.
You know what? I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah.
I'm just putting it out there, and this is a question I'm not even going to answer. If somebody listens to a podcast and is interested, go. You know what? Go to our Reddit page. I haven't had people go to our Reddit page in a while. Go answer it over there and share more cricket-related trivia. Both Vineet and I would love to be educated. The question was, and this is thanks to Aditya, question was, there have been 13 men's 50-over cricket World Cups since its inception in 1975.
Okay.
1975, 79, 83, 87, 92, 96, 99, 2003, 7, 11, 15, 19, 23.
Yeah.
So in between, it had shifted to even numbers and it came back to odd.
Yeah.
Now, this question has to do with a specific record that has been consistent across all of them, and it happened in all the World Cups except in 1992. So what stood out in 1992, or rather was conspicuous by its absence to at least a cricketing trivia nerd? And Vineet, you know what? This one is for you to figure out later. It's a very hardcore cricket trivia question, so just putting it out there for trivia nerds in cricket.
That record was broken in every World Cup except for 1992.
Let's phrase it this way. Something happened in every single World Cup except for the 1992 World Cup. A cricketing thing happened. A cricket game match related thing happened in every World Cup except 1992.
Okay. 1992 was the year that Pakistan won, right?
I mean, there were a lot of firsts in that. Pakistan was the first time there was the first time I think there was colored clothing in the World Cup as well. There were a few firsts in that. I think first time, and he's mentioned first time day and night matches also happened. But this has to do with a very hardcore, again, not asking you questions just because it's so hardcore cricket trivia. I know you won't be able to answer it. No chance I would have been able to answer it. So leaving it out to the world, to the universe, to any regular listener of Are You Quizzing Me?
Now I'm curious now. See, you can't just put out a question and not expect me to try and guess the answer.
Live with the curiosity, Vineet. Live with the curiosity.
Thank you, Aditya, for sending in the question. Not you, Aditya, the listener, Aditya. So, moving on from that is a small nugget from the heartland of India. This is a question you can easily guess, so I'm hoping you will. Hidden in the forests of central India lies a district sharing its name with an Asian nation.
Mm-hmm.
Carved out in 1998 from a larger district, its headquarters is Baikunthpur, home to tribal communities and coal mine. But the real head scratcher? Its official government website uses the exact same spelling as the country, leading visitors to double take. What's the name of the surprisingly named Indian district?
Wait, sorry, what country? India, country of India.
So there is a district in central India which shares the name as an Asian nation.
Oh, you didn't say which Asian nation. Okay.
No, I have not mentioned which Asian. My question is, which Asian nation is it?
That's a fun question.
Because the official government website of this place is the country's name .gov.in.
That's very confusing, yes.
Yeah.
What would sound like an Indian village, an Asian nation? So I'm going to, right off the bat, discount Middle Eastern towns.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm feeling nobody is naming a village Afghanistan.
No.
I'm inclined to say it's Southeast Asia. Myanmar, Cambodia.
Okay, so there have been recent, at least on social media, speculation that certain legends about the connection of India with this country may be true because a lot of words in their native tongue have a lot of similarities with similar words of the same meaning in Tamil.
The Sanskrit connection.
Legend has it, even though it's Tamil, the legend has it that there was a princess from your part of the country who dreamed of marrying somebody from there or something like that, and she ended up being one of the queens which founded their dynasty, for which ruled the country for a long time or something like that. I don't quote me on this, but yeah, there is a legend there somewhere that there was an Indian princess specifically from one kingdom.
Again, I mean, there are so many possibilities, but I'm just thinking like Korea.gov.in, Korea as a village. I don't know, it just doesn't make sense.
It does. It's Korea.
That was a pure guess. I was not meaning that as a... What are you saying? There is a Korea village in India?
Yes. So there is a village called Korea. So the Korea district, also spelled as Koriya.
That's funny.
Is a real administrative region in Chhattisgarh created on March 25th, 1998 by splitting it from Surguja district. Covering 5,000 odd square kilometers in northern Chhattisgarh, it is rich in forests, rivers and minerals, with Baikunthpur as its headquarters. Around 40% of the population belong to scheduled tribes. The name Korea derives from a local princely state and it's unrelated to the Korean peninsula, which is just pure coincidence. Its official site is korea.gov.in.
But is it spelled the same?
So the website is spelled as korea.gov.in. So this has sparked endless amusement and confusion online. Multiple viral Reddit posts have come across it. However, no historical ties exist. It's just linguistic happenstance.
Technically, we have South Korea. Seoul is the capital of Middle Korea.
So there is a legend. The legend I was referring to, the legend of a princess by the name of Suriratna. The Korean name is apparently Queen Hyo Hwang Oke.
Wow.
From Ayodhya, who is said to have sailed to Korea in 48 AD to marry King Kim Suro of the ancient Gaya Confederacy. The story is considered the basis for a prominent Korean lineage. Can you guess which lineage?
Didn't you just say the last name? I already forgot the last name.
Yeah, so the Kim dynasty.
Oh, wow. Isn't that one of the most famous dynasties?
Yeah, it is.
This is not related to the dictators, right?
No. Kim is a very common name in Korea.
I know. But just checking. Okay.
Yes, yeah. So the story is considered the basis for a prominent Korean lineage, the King Kim dynasty, and it's commemorated in Ayodhya with a memorial park called Rani Ho Park.
Cute. Nice. I like that.
And I also find it quite interesting that Park is also a very common surname in Korea.
That is true.
There is this connection, and there have been, I think, multiple videos where people have noted that there are so many words in Tamil, which if you said it in Korean also mean the same thing.
Oh.
So there's an actual website of a district in India called korea.gov.in, which can be very, very confusing to some people. And that's all the time we have for our regular round of quizzing, leading me back to our audience question, which was, which Bollywood actor started as a copywriter in advertising firms like Ogilvy and Mathers and J. Walter Thompson, and is also Sonam Kapoor's second cousin? A little bit of Bollywood trivia, Aditya. Do you have any idea who I'm talking about?
A couple of names come to mind because of the copywriting thing, but the Sonam Kapoor part, I have no idea.
Sonam Kapoor's second cousin.
If I'm not wrong, even Ranveer Singh did that for a while.
It is Ranveer Singh. Yes, it is Ranveer Singh.
Okay, interesting. He's a second cousin of Sonam Kapoor. Okay.
Yes, so there are family tree write-ups which describe Ranveer Singh and Sonam Kapoor as second cousins, explaining their parents are first cousins.
I would assume that's what second cousins would mean. Yes, we got it. Cool.
So, Aditya, any pop culture recommendations this week?
Just, my God, how does Vince Gilligan come up with banger after banger after banger?
Okay.
I have waxed eloquent about how much I loved Breaking Bad. I kept hearing about it. And then by the final season, just before it was about to come out, I was like, you know what, I need to catch up. And I binged final season. I watched it. Totally worth it. Because final season of Breaking Bad is one of the greatest final seasons of any show ever.
Okay.
After that, I had to watch Better Call Saul. Kept up with it every single season. And a slow meditation on character. What Vince Gilligan did was he took everything about Breaking Bad that people complained. In parts, it was a little slow. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to do more of that. And that's what Better Call Saul is. And he does it so well. Because he takes out all of that, explosive, quite literally and metaphorically, things that happen in Breaking Bad. None of it happens in Better Call Saul. It is such a slow show and so good because of it. So anyways, these two shows, and recently he's come out with Pluribus, I'm not sure how to pronounce it.
Pluribus, yeah.
Pluribus is a show, and this is, I don't know if I completely agree with the description that you find online, because a lot of it says that it is a drama, thriller, science fiction. I think it was very straightforward, science fiction of course, but like some black comedy. I think there are moments that I'm like, I almost want to laugh out loud. There is that aspect to it. Again, very different from either Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad, which had its funny moments but never felt like a comedy to me. This feels like a comedy to me, but no description online uses that word. So take that as my opinion on the piece of work. Regardless of what the genre is, great work by Vince Gilligan. The first two, everybody will recommend. Pluribus, it's new. Probably everybody will recommend it soon enough, but here you heard it here first.
Great recommendation. I'm also a big fan of Vince Gilligan. My recommendation, again, linking back to the audience question, is that while we're recording this, I just got back from seeing Dhurandhar in theaters. It's the first day of release, and I really enjoyed the movie. All 3.5 hours of it, 210 minutes.
You also saw a web series, basically.
Yeah, it was something I remember thinking during that this might have played better as a web series. But I did enjoy the theater experience of it. So it doesn't shy away from showing violence, but most of it is based on real events and real violence that actually happen in the real world. So I think there is a certain amount of justification in showing it, and nothing is glorified. It's just pointing a lens at it and letting you just take it in, and it's an integral part of the story. And I really enjoyed it. It seemed to me like an espionage version of Gangs of Wasseypur. It's epic in its scope. I definitely recommend watching it. It's a great movie. Please support good movies when they come out. And Aditya Dhar is a master. So again, Uri, if you haven't seen Uri, please watch Uri.
Solid recommendation.
And that's all the time we have for today's episode. Thank you all for joining in and watching us on whichever platform you're watching us on. Please follow us on YouTube. Please subscribe and share and whatnot. You can find the details of our socials and how you can get in touch with us in the show notes. And we look forward to hearing from you. If there are any questions that you want asked on the show, please email us. Just make sure to put the name of who you want to ask a question in the subject line. That's all for today's episode. Thank you all for joining in. And
see you guys next week.
Yes. Things are back to normal. It's not a bad connection. Being very silly.